Okay, I will start today's session. Am I audible? Can I say your voice, sir?
Sir,
Oh, okay. Okay, in previous class we discussed about morphological analysis. This is one of the method employed to summarize the solutions generated for a design problem. Okay, suppose if you are able to break a design problem into number of parts, okay, into number of parameters or number of design considerations, then you can go for using morphological analysis. Okay, it involves few steps, that is breaking the design problem into pieces, into parts. That is the first step. Then after that you have to construct a morphological table. Okay, that is the second step. So we discussed, first is recognize the parameters, then determine the number of possible ways, then set up morphological table, then study all combinations of solutions for feasibility and select the best on the basis of some valid criterion. Okay, so and we discussed about morphological analysis by considering kerosene stove in the previous class. We discussed about this. Okay, and we know how many solutions are summarized in this table. Okay, that is 2 into 4 into 4 into 3, totally 96 solutions. And we discussed about two already available or most familiar types of stoves, that is primus stove and cotton wick stove. Okay, so that we discussed in the previous class. In this class we are going to consider a few more examples, okay, to understand morphological analysis and how to construct morphological table. Okay, so next, two-dimensional morphological matrix for water cooling arrangement. Okay, so this here the design problem is you have to design a system which is used for cooling water. Okay, so you know the importance of cooling water and its application. Okay, two-dimensional morphological matrix. This is known as two-dimensional. Why it is called two-dimensional? What is the difference between previous morphological matrix or morphological table and this one? Why it is called as two-dimensional? What is the reason? Why it is known as two-dimensional? Okay, so a morphological table is called two-dimensional when the design parameters are the number of parts into which a design problem is divided is only two, then it is two-dimensional morphological matrix. So here there are only two design parameters. One is air movement and another will be air water interface. Okay, so these are the possible solutions. Okay, so for air movement, so it might be because of mechanical draft, or it might be because of natural draft, or it may not be because of any draft. Okay, so that is one thing. Next, air water interface, there are three possibilities. Wet, again in wet, two types of flow, cross flow and counter flow, and dry. Okay, so these are a representation of the symbols, okay, which are used in the solution. So these are the solutions. Okay, if you combine cross flow and mechanical draft, okay, this is the solution. This is the solution by combining cross flow and natural draft. Okay, this is the solution without considering any draft. Okay, so like this, first thing you should remember is, so it is known as two-dimensional morphological matrix. The reason is there are only two design parameters, air movement and air water interface. Okay, for air movement there are three choices. Okay, either air movement may be because of mechanical draft, or it may be because of natural draft, or it may not be because of these two drafts. Okay, so it may takes place without pressure difference also. Okay, that is none. Next, for air water interface, so there are three possibilities. It may be wet or dry. In wet, again cross flow, counter flow. Okay, these figures they are representing the possible solutions. When you combine cross flow and mechanical draft, this is the solution you are going to get. Okay. So before going to that, what do you mean by draft? Okay, what do you mean by draft? Here they use the term mechanical draft and natural draft. Okay, in heat transfer, if heat transfer has to take place from one medium to another medium, what is required? What is the basic requirement for heat transfer from one medium to another medium? When heat transfer can take place? Okay, whether heat transfer will take place from high temperature to low temperature or from low temperature to high temperature?
Air to lower.
So high to low. Okay, so similarly for the movement of air also there must be pressure difference. Okay, if there is no pressure difference, then again there will be no movement of air. Okay, so here we are considering draft as pressure difference required for the movement of air. Okay, so that means from high pressure to low pressure. Okay, the area where there is low pressure. Okay, so to that area air will flow. Okay, so draft is the pressure difference required for the movement of air. Okay, again this pressure difference can be achieved using some mechanical devices like blower, fans. Okay, or naturally also you can achieve this. Okay, that is the natural draft. If you don't use any mechanical devices like fan, blower, okay, that is the natural draft. If you make use of this fan, blower and other devices or equipment, that is the mechanical draft. Okay, draft means pressure difference. Mechanical draft means you are making use of external or mechanical system to create pressure difference. Natural draft means naturally pressure difference will be created so that air can move from one location to another location. Okay. So I think you have seen the cooling tower. Okay, so where you can see this cooling tower? What is the application of this cooling tower and where you can find this type of structures?
In petroleum industry.
Nuclear power plant.
Nuclear power plant, petroleum industry, oil refineries. Okay, then even in okay, so thermal power plants also you will see this cooling tower. Okay, even in power plants, again oil refinery or wherever cooling of water is required. Okay, so most of the industries, okay, if they are making use of water and if they are heating the water, simply they cannot release that water directly into river or lake. Okay, you cannot, or government or any authority which is looking after pollution and other things, so they don't permit any industry to okay allow hot water directly in any lake. Before that they have to cool that water and even they have to treat the water. If there are chemicals, okay, if that results in water pollution, then they have to do treatment of water before releasing that into river or lake. Okay, that is one requirement. Since you cannot release the hot water into river or lake, you have to cool it. Another application is sometimes you have to recirculate the water. Okay, so once again you have to recirculate the water to the system. For that you have to cool the hot water, then you have to recirculate. Okay, in these cases you are going to make use of these cooling towers. Okay, so this is a problem related to water cooling arrangement. That means because of a particular for an industry or for a power plant, okay, water cooling is required. Okay, you are thinking about developing a water cooling arrangement. Okay, so you are considering two parameters, air movement and air water interface. Okay. So again, for the moment of air, draft is required. This is one cooling tower. Okay, as we saw in this figure. Okay, so this is the one solution, cooling tower. Okay, and this is the fan, representation of a fan. Okay, so it is a mechanical draft. Why it is mechanical draft is here in this cooling arrangement you are making use of a fan. Okay, that is the external physical device. Okay, or mechanical device. Fan, you are using fan to create pressure difference inside this cooling tower. That's why it is a mechanical draft. Okay, you are using fan. Next, it is wet. Okay, we are considering air water interface. That means we are designing a system such that heat in the water is absorbed by air. Okay, and air is going to absorb heat from the water. Okay, then water will become cool. Since heat transfer takes place from water to air, okay, the temperature of water will be reduced and it will be cooled. Okay, that is the principle on which designers are working in this application. Okay, here we are considering air water interface. That means if air and water mix with one another, if there is direct contact or if they mix with one another, then that is called as wet. Mix that we consider wet. Okay, so again, if there is no direct contact or if there is no direct mixing of air with water, then we call that arrangement as dry. This can happen in case of this cooling towers, or if you make use of this heat exchanger like arrangement, where there will be a pipe, water is going to flow through these pipes. Okay, since water is inside the pipe, there is no mixing of air and water, or there is no direct contact with air and water. Okay, that is, we call that as dry. Okay, in this arrangement, it is wet because air is going to have direct contact with water. That means it will get mixed with water. Okay, and it is called as cross flow. Here you can see. Okay, so this is the water movement, that is denoted by filled arrowhead. Okay, so air movement is denoted by arrowhead which is not filled. Okay, so this is the water movement, this is the air movement. Okay, why it is called as cross flow? Okay, consider the direction of water and air. Okay, there are two possibilities here, cross and counter. Okay, if this is the direction of water flow and if this is the direction of air flow. Okay, so this is one possibility. Another possibility is this is water flow and this is air flow. Okay, so consider this one, first one. Which type of flow is it? ಯಾವ type flow ಇದು? So that means the direction is perpendicular, mutually perpendicular. ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀರಾ, ಕೌಂಟರ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀರಾ?
Cross flow.
Cross flow. Okay, what do you call this? So flow in opposite direction. Second one. This is the counter flow. Okay, this is cross flow. If the flow direction is mutually perpendicular, that is the cross flow. If the flow direction is opposite to one another, that is the counter flow. Okay. So here in the first case, you can see the air movement. It is horizontal like this. Okay, whereas water movement is vertical like this, downwards. So that's why it is cross flow. Okay, this is this cooling tower which makes use of fan. Okay, that's why it is mechanical draft, and wet because there is direct contact with air and water. They will get mixed with one another. Okay, that's why it is wet, and based on the flow direction of water and air, it is cross flow. Okay, second arrangement is it is also cross flow. Again, you can see this is the water direction, it is moving down vertically, whereas air is flowing in horizontal like this. Okay, so that's why it is cross flow, whereas here you can see this fan, okay, you cannot see in this cooling tower. That's why it is natural draft. There is pressure difference in the cooling tower naturally. That means without using any fan, you are able to achieve the pressure difference. That is the natural draft. Okay. Next, here you are not worried about draft. That means pressure difference. Since okay, so in the last case, what the designer is doing is, so he is simply allowing the water to flow through a nozzle. Okay, it will water will come out of the nozzle like a water tower. Okay, or like a fountain. Okay, water will come out of this nozzle like this. Okay, and then it will be heat transfer takes place between this hot water and the atmospheric air. Okay, then it will get cooled and it will be collected in the pond. Okay, this is another possible solution where you are allowing hot water to flow through a nozzle. Okay, and water will flow like this, like a fountain. Then it will get mixed with atmospheric air and heat transfer takes place from the water to atmospheric air. Because of that, water will get cooled. Okay, this is another solution. Okay, next, again here it is also called as cross flow. Okay, so you can see the direction. Okay, so direction of water movement and the atmospheric air. Okay, so by considering that, it is also a cross flow. Next, counter flow. Okay, here you can see another cooling arrangement where this is the movement of water and this is the movement of air. Okay, so exactly in opposite direction. That's why it is counter flow. And again, here also you are making use of mechanical draft. That means you are making use of the fan. Okay, fan like structure. So here again it is counter flow, opposite direction. You are not making use of fan. That's why it is natural draft. Okay, next, here in another cooling arrangement, so they are not allowing water to directly get mixed with the air. Instead of that, what they are choosing is, what designers are choosing is, so they are having an arrangement like heat exchanger, where water is going to flow through the pipe. Okay, and air will pass around the pipe. Okay, then heat transfer takes place. So that's why it is dry. There will be no direct mixing of air and water. Okay, but here you are using a fan. That's why it is mechanical draft. To create pressure difference, you are using fan. Here you are not using fan. That's why it is natural draft. Okay, again it is dry because here are going to flow through pipe. Okay. So again, if you consider mechanical draft, there are you can find two types of fans. Okay, you can see the fan used in classroom or in your home. Okay, in rooms, in all, you can see the ceiling fan. Okay, and you can see another type of fan which is used in toilets. Okay, now what is the difference between a fan which is used in washroom or toilet and a fan, ceiling fan, that is used in rooms or halls? What is the difference between these two types of fan?
Some blade shape there, inwards, outwards.
Okay, so the fan which is used in washroom or toilet, what is the function of that fan?
To pull the air out.
Okay, that will suck the air and that will release that air outside. Whereas the fan that you are going to use for room or halls in classroom, okay, so that will force air towards you. Okay, so that is the difference. There are two types of fans. Okay, based on that, we have two types of draft: natural draft. Sorry, mechanical draft we have two types. Okay, forced draught. The example of forced draught is, so again, the fans, ceiling fans, which is used in a room, classroom, room, hall. Okay. So induced draught, induced fan, that is used for sucking air. Okay, it will be used in washrooms. Okay, these are the things. If you choose power plant engineering as elective, so there you are going to study about all this in detail. Okay. Next, we are going to discuss about morphological design by considering another example. Okay, this is the morphological table for design of garden chairs. Okay, design parameter: lightweight, storage, weatherproof. Okay, this is also okay. So design parameters: lightweight, storage, weatherproof. Okay, these are the three design parameters. So here you can see this design problem is not divided based on the components in the product. It is not based on components in the product. It is based on some of the design considerations. Okay, whereas in case of kerosene stove, we consider the components of the stove as design parameters. Whereas for this example, we are considering it is some of the design considerations like lightweight, storage, and weatherproof. Okay, you have seen different types of chairs. Okay, so it may be a plastic chair, it might be a metallic chair. Okay, or it may be a chair made by wood. Okay, or it may be a chair made by bamboo. Okay, you have seen many types of chairs, various designs of chairs. Okay, so if you consider the first design parameter, lightweight, then what are the possible ways in which you can achieve this design consideration, that is lightweight? One possible way is, if it is a metallic chair, you can make use of the light metal. Okay, lightweight metal, that is aluminum. Again, you can go for make of slender construction. In the design, you are designing such that the thickness of the sheet used for chair will be small. Okay, so that means it is a very thin structure, so that you are able to achieve lightweight. That is another possibility. Then use as much fabric as possible. Okay, instead of going for heavy weight materials, you can make use of fabric. Okay, you have seen in some chairs. Okay, they are made up of cloth that you have seen. Okay, then use reeds. Reeds are nothing but they are like bamboo, or it is a plant. Okay, which is like uh, which belongs to the family of grass. Okay, so that is the reeds. Okay, next, storage. You should design chair such that the storage space required to keep chair should be minimum. Okay, that is the desired consideration. That is make small. Okay, if you make a chair small, then that is going to okay, consume less space. Okay, in less space you can accommodate more number of chairs if you make it small. Another option is, you can go for making it as a folding chair. If you can make it as a folding chair, then you know how easily you can store it. Okay, already you have seen many folding chairs. Okay, most of the chairs, metallic chairs used in functions. Okay, they are folding chairs. Transportation, storage, all those things are very easy in case of folding chairs. Okay, another possible way is make so that a number of chairs fit together and save space. Okay, which is the example for this? Make tapered so that number of chairs fit together and save space. Okay, plastic chairs used in functions. So you have seen how they can be arranged. Okay, you can keep one over other, since they have this taper structure. Okay. Next, another consideration is it should be weatherproof. So in order to achieve this consideration, use weather resistant material like aluminum and synthetic fabric. That is one thing. If you are using metal, okay, which may corrode, okay, so when it is exposed to moisture, then you have to go for painting it. Use protective coating. That is nothing but painting. That is required for metallic chairs. Okay. That means like use and throw chair. Okay, so it which costs very less, so that you can use it for 3 months, 6 months. Later on, you can make it as a you are going to throw it, or okay, you can make it as a scrap. That is another possibility. Okay, you have seen some of the combination of this. Okay, light metal like aluminum, then folding. Okay, so then if it is made up of other metallic materials, okay, then slender construction, folding, and then protective coating. Like you can see the combination. Okay, another combination is this is use as much fabric as possible, then make tapered. Okay, so then use weather resistant material like plastic. Okay, this is another example. Okay, next this is the project work done by your seniors. Okay, so this project I guided, so they also make use of this morphological analysis for their project work. Okay, if you are thinking about a problem and solution for the problem for your project work, also similarly you can make use of a morphological table in methodology. Okay, so you can make use of morphological analysis. So the project work was design and development of a mechanism to automate the process of loading and unloading of washers to turning center, that is CNC. Okay, for a CNC machine, they have to design a mechanism for loading washers. That is the problem. For that, they divided the problem into these four design considerations. One is drives, then orientation, then feeder, then capacity. Okay, how many washers it should hold. Based on that, they thought about various solutions and they designed. Okay, like that for your project work also you can make use of this morphological analysis. Okay, next I am going to discuss about analysis of interconnected decision areas. It is also known as AIDA. Okay, so analysis of interconnected decision areas. Okay, I will take 1 minute break and then I will continue. Okay, so we discussed about morphology. Okay, morphological table. Okay, how many solutions are summarized in this table? Okay, how many solutions are summarized in this table? Okay, how many solutions you can see in this table? How many design solutions you can get from this table?
36.
36. So that means 4 into 3, 12. Okay, 12 into 3, 36 solutions are summarized in this table. Again, instead of using this morphological table, if you go for describing these possible solutions, then at least it will require 36 paragraphs. Okay, instead of solutions in 36 paragraph theory, you can represent the same in an effective way using this morphological table. Okay. So next, again, this is another method, but there is link between morphological analysis and analysis of interconnected decision areas. Okay, you can consider it as a logical extension of morphological analysis. Okay, your search for design solution doesn't end okay at generating solutions. Next, you have to think about how effectively you can get feasible solutions. Okay, you should try to reduce the solutions, okay, based on many criteria. This is about separating the feasible and non-feasible solutions at the early stage. Okay, in the previous case, as you told, there are 36 solutions. Not all 36 are feasible. Okay, because of many reasons. Okay, so out of 36, only 6 may be feasible. Remaining 30 may be not feasible solutions or not workable solutions. Okay, so this method is useful to segregate workable solutions and not workable solutions. Okay, this method is an extension of morphological analysis. It aims at identifying all compatible combinations of subsolutions generated by morphological analysis. Compatible means workable, feasible solutions. Okay, it aims at identifying all feasible combinations of solutions generated by morphological analysis. If the design parameters chosen are mutually independent, then all the combinations will be compatible. Okay. So while evaluating these possible solutions using AIDA, that is analysis of interconnected decision areas, if the parameters you have chosen are completely independent of one another, then you can all 36 solutions may looks like feasible. Okay, if there is relation, if there are interdependency between various design parameters, then at the early stage itself, based on the dependence of parameters, okay, you can remove some of the solutions. Okay, so that we will discuss, we will understand by considering few more examples. Difficulty in arriving at parameters that are totally independent, we end up with some incompatible ones. AIDA, that means analysis of interconnected decision areas, involves constructing a compatibility matrix in which compatibility is indicated by 1 and incompatibility is indicated by 0. Okay, so that we'll see in the matrix, compatibility matrix. Okay, compatibility, that means feasible combination is denoted by 1. Okay, not feasible combinations are denoted by 0. Okay. This we discussed in the previous class, kerosene stove. Okay, here you have chosen 4 parameters: reservoir, fuel supply, control, burner. Okay, here which are the dependent parameters and which are the independent parameters? Or all 4 parameters are completely independent? That means if you choose a particular type of reservoir, that means if you choose integral part of the unit, okay, then does that selection affect the type of fuel supply, then control and burner, or it is independent of all the 3 parameters? Okay, like that you have to evaluate. Okay, so to check the compatibility. Consider the example. Okay, what is the relation between fuel supply and control? Do you think these two are dependent or independent? Okay, you can start typing your answer. Okay, fuel supply and control, whether they are dependent parameters or independent parameters. Okay, you can check. Look at the solution possible choices and find out whether these two are dependent or independent. So that means if you select gravity feed, does that affect these possible choices? If type of control is dependent on type of fuel supply, then they are mutually dependent. Okay, dependent. Okay, what about others? Dependent. Okay. Kenjam, you raised your hand. What is the reason?
Sir, by mistake, sir.
Okay. Okay, so most of you are telling that these two are dependent. Okay, the reason is consider the example of fuel supply, that is by pumping. This you can see in case of primus stove. If you choose fuel supply by air pressure, that is by pumping, then your control mechanism should be adjusting air pressure. Okay, you cannot go for adjusting length of wick if your fuel supply is air pressure. Then you have to go for adjusting air pressure itself. That means the selection of air pressure for fuel supply will restrict the choice for control. Okay, so that means these two are dependent. Then you cannot think about the solution like choosing capillary rise in fibrous material and adjusting air pressure. These two are completely not feasible because they are dependent. If you choose this air pressure, then you have to go for adjusting air pressure itself. Then if you choose capillary rise in fibrous material, that is by using cotton wick, then you can go for adjusting length of wick. That means based on this decision, that will decide next what you have to choose. These two are dependent. Okay. Next, you consider the reservoir and fuel supply. These two parameters. Okay, reservoir and fuel supply. Whether they are dependent or independent. Reservoir and fuel supply. Okay, so these two are independent. Okay, reservoir and fuel supply, these two are independent. Whether the storage tank, okay, whether it is integral part or that affect fuel supply control mechanism. Okay, so these two are independent. Okay, like this, in most of the design problems, there are some dependent parameters and there are some independent parameters. Okay. I will continue in next class. This will take more time. Okay, to complete this. Okay, I will do it in next class. Okay, so by considering another example of pen, that is liquid ink instrument. Okay, pen is the example. But again in pen we consider design parameters, ink reservoir, filling mechanism. Okay, then writing point, ink transfer. These are the design parameters. These are the possible solutions. Okay, based on whether they are dependent, independent. Okay, we are going to develop a compatibility matrix like this. Okay, where 1 is compatible, 1 denotes compatible and 0 denotes incompatible combination. Okay, so this I will continue in next class. Okay, so before that I will download the attendance. Okay, so if you have any questions you can ask. Okay, otherwise I will wind up this class. Okay, how was the CAE question paper? Huh?